Hi guys, this is the advisor and welcome back to the channel of upright men and women.
First of all, guys, I never intended to make a second video pertaining to oral Tracey. My intention was to make just one video. But here is what happened. I had two video clips that I needed to critique. However, after critiquing the first video, I realized that it went to 14 minutes plus. So at that point, I couldn't put on the second video into that episode because nobody would watch it. Because the first video was 14 minutes plus, and the average listener and the average duration spent on the video was 7 minutes. So people watch roughly half of a 14-minute video. So basically, most people never got anything from it really. Because the main gist of what I was saying was way down the end. The beginning was just to form the foundation for the logic bomb which would have been dropped at the end. So it is understandable why I couldn't have extended that video beyond that 14 minutes plus. But the second video was really very important. Therefore, at the end, I decided to not add it onto that video, but to make a part 2. And this second video that he did was published after that first one. So, I actually put them on in chronological order. Now, before people start accusing me of being partisan and being biased, I need to show my credentials. I need to show that I stand on the facts and that I have a history of being frank and fair. Therefore, I would like you guys to take a look at the thumbnail for some of my previous videos. Now, I'm just trying to make it clear as to where I stand. And you know the reason why I'm actually going to go through the trouble of showing you some of my previous thumbnails or critiques I have given on this government. It's mostly for the benefit of new listeners. Because people recently visiting my channel, I don't want you guys to come away thinking that I'm a political hack who have always been one-sided and is just sticking up for my party of choice. And if you're a new visitor, welcome. This is the channel of upright men and women. And if you don't like what you hear over here, if you don't like the truth that I speak, then you cannot consider yourself as being upright. Because uprightness is about facing truth. Uprightness is about honesty. And the main reason why I feel compelled to do this is because for decent people coming on, people who actually love country over party, I don't want there to be any doubt in anyone's mind as to my high standards of credibility and, of course, fairness. I repeat, this cannot be a channel of upright men and women and having a hypocrite at its head. That can't work. Of course, there will be people who, once you don't say what they want to hear, you're still biased, but me not mind them. Let's move on. I'm gonna go through the oral Tracey video in question. Listen to what he has to say. I will interject from time to time to either add clarity or to refute some bull manure that he is saying.
What going on politics? A long time the Maverick not talking about politics, you know. What going on the election? What going for the election? Eh? A long time the Maverick not delving a little politics, man. Make me labor right brethren them start call me PNP. And me comrade brethren start call me labor right.
Maverick, stick a pin right there, so. Let me tell you something, brethren. I'm quite sure you, like the rest of us, have PNP brethren and Labour right brethren. But let me be blunt with you. There is not one PNP brethren you have that will call you a Labourite. They are brethren, sister, family member, cousin 10 times removed. or dead stranger. Don't bother try that with we. Your little ploy at trying to seem impartial is gonna work. At least once we start listening to the rest of what you have to say. Now, let's continue.
Are you ready? Are you ready to get irrational again? And get fool again and get emotional again? Eh? I'm going to worship party mode. Yeah? Going to tribalist mode. Maverick will touch up some politics, you know. So, me a people of all of the relevant fence them. And we are looking and observe what going on in the election campaign. I mean, I lie to you. The government out, brother. Which was expected. Bro, got in on the road. The amount of ground, me see a break for various project. We supposed to have a earthquake shortly, you know. The amount of ground we are breaking, you know. We supposed to see that in the middle of an earthquake. The amount of new projects when we see ground a break for. The amount of new scheme when we see a bill and Kia, title and out. The amount of water programs when we see a sort out. The amount of road when we see a fix and a patch. Papa Jesus. Eh? We need to have a general election every 6 months.
Now, let me butt in right as so again, Oral Tracey. What you have clearly implied here is that it's only over the past 6 months that anything has been happening. Nothing has been achieved or delivered, and that ground just start to break for go try to develop things or deliver things in the past 6 months. Are you like serious, Oral Tracey? Second thing of all, and this must be clear, and people go check on the figures, go do no research, Google it, see how much groundbreaking ceremony the Prime Minister have attended. He rarely does groundbreaking ceremonies, and here's the reason why. The groundbreaking ceremonies are for people who don't intend to deliver. Them gather a crowd, put on a hard hat, carry the cameras and 2 shovels, break the ground, thief up the money, and then we don't hear nothing more about whatever project that was supposed to be. Remember that in 2006, that was exactly what had been done out of Goodyear factory when Philip Powell they go hold ceremony and break ground. The same I go put call center out there. From them break the ground, nothing never happened until Brogard come sort it out the other day. Remember? Even your very idol, Mark G, he has not been complaining about Andrew attending groundbreaking ceremony. He always complain about the Prime Minister cutting ribbons. He always complain. Say, ribbon cutting, I'm go up and ribbon cutting. No. Maverick, when do they cut ribbons? They cut ribbons after a project is completed. And check how many ribbon cutting the Prime Minister has attended. Hundreds. Which means that he had been delivering. Ribbon cutting only happens after a project is complete. Groundbreaking is when people want to hoodwink people. Note the difference, sir. In 2015, the PNP broke ground for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs building downtown Kingston at 20 Port Royal Street. Big ceremony. But it was nearly 2 years later when they came out of power that Brogard took over and actually built the Ministry of Foreign Affairs building downtown. That's the difference. Maverick, let me tell you, that's the difference between people who do groundbreaking and people who cut ribbon. Please take note, sir. Right, let's continue.
You know what you mean? Seriously speaking, no. The government out people with the campaign. The election money are spent. Them in the community, them all across the country now, as me say, a breakdown like an earthquake. But you know what the question is though? Will the people of Jamaica bite? Or will they see this as trying to trick them because a general election is here?
There you go again, Maverick. Pick him and trick them. Because after 9 years of doing absolutely nothing at all, I come now to trick them. So you put it in a one decent way if you say, I wonder if the people are going to think, say, I trick him, I trick them. You know the message you are sending, sir. Let's continue.
Because most of them things that we see ground a break for you know, and promises are make for you know, and ribbon are cut for you know. The government in office for 9 years, almost 10 years now. And it is in the last 3 months or 6 months of the second term where all of them something are coming to fruition. You think people are going to see it as an attempt to trick them ahead of an election? Yeah? Our people are going to believe, say, yes, everything just ripe and mature at this point and everything all right. Because the kind of money we are going to spend on the ground now, you know, because I say money they are going to run, you know, is if the people, the common man in the street, if him think that little piece of food the way I get lead up to election, and the ground we are breaking a theme community, if him feel satisfied with theme position where him is in a theme life after 9 years of the current administration, so that he can go vote them back in office.
Stick up in again, brother. You keep emphasizing on the 9 years of nothing and the last 3 months of massive activity. You know the sad thing about it, Maverick? Your cognitive dissonance cannot be so thorough, cannot be so extreme that you do not know what has been actually happening around you in this country. You're supposed to be very much aware of all that has been taking place here. Oh, you're not doing this out of ignorance. You're not doing this out of low comprehension because you're unexposed or not aware of what's happening around you. You, like many others of your ilk, hate your country because you're fanatic to the point where rather Jamaica sink into the ground as long as it's not your party in power. When a person of your caliber, I am assuming that you're a learned person for the sake of this conversation, deliberately choose to pretend that nothing, absolutely nothing has happened in this country that is good and that is in the interest of the country and its people over the past 9 years, and it's only the past 3 months, maximum 6 months, that ground is starting to break to do something. We need not go any further in our understanding of who you are. I'll not even go any further this video because the video actually lasted. Your tirade, your bitter tirade, went on for about 18 minutes. Nevertheless, I won't show any more of it because it is already absolutely clear your positions, your intentions, and your attitude towards this country and its people. Let me tell you something. Maverick, anybody who fight against my country, anybody, could be considered an enemy of Jamaica. As a patriot, it is my duty to point you out who is the human version of a screwworm maggot who has burrowed into the flesh, the living flesh of this country and is eating it alive. As an upright man, as a patriot, I hope you can see the errors of your ways and say country first. Country first. Interest of a party and the interest of a country are not one and the same. The things that are good for the country is not necessarily the things that are good for the party. For me, the interest of the country comes first. I just hope people are watching and learning and can see through people like you and know who the real enemies are. Take heed, Jamaica, and remember country first. Thanks for watching. Like, share, leave a comment below, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.